Okay, hi everybody. This is the Engineering Physics webinar. We're just going to give you a quick overview of the major and some things to expect during the summer. My name is Kirsten Apodaca. I'm the undergrad coordinator here. And we also have Professor Lewandowski, and she'll be responding to any questions you have in the Q&A. If you have questions as we go along, you can submit them in the Q&A box, and we'll get to them, either answer them live, or Professor Lewandowski can respond via text. A little bit about who we are. So, like I said, my name is Kirsten Apodaca, and I'm the undergrad coordinator. I'll be helping you over the summer with figuring out what classes to enroll in. If you have any questions along the way about new student welcome or the online experience, I can help you out with that. And then starting in the fall, you'll be working directly with a faculty advisor. They are the experts on all things physics. So you'll go to them once a semester before you register for the next semester's classes. And you can ask them about what classes you should take, figuring out your degree requirements. If you have questions about getting involved in research or career plans, they're the ones that you'll go to. And they have office hours every week where you can just walk in. You don't have to make an appointment or anything. And those office hours are posted on our physics website under the Engineering Physics Faculty Advisors page. And you can also find them on MyCU Hub. Just slightly different from other majors, you won't schedule appointments with them in MyCU Hub. You can just drop by their office hours. If you need to see them at another time, you can email them separately to see when they're available. So that's that. And then you will have an advising hold every semester. So you'll have to go see your faculty advisor before you enroll in classes for the next semester. Just a general overview of engineering physics. So you can see there's sort of a breakdown of how many credit hours you have to take in these different categories. All details of this are in our engineering physics advising guide, which is posted on the physics website as well. So you'll take roughly 54 credit hours of physics, about 20 hours of engineering electives, 19 credits of math, 10 credits of chemistry, about 5 credits of computer science, and then you'll also do 18 credits of humanities, social sciences, and writing. And then you can also use your degree audit, which is found in MyCU Info, to see what classes are fulfilling which requirements. It's a really handy tool as you go along to see where everything is fitting in. So for your first semester, here's what we recommend that you enroll in. If you're starting in Calc 1 in the fall, then we definitely recommend that you sign up for Physics 1115, which is our General Physics 1 for Majors class. You would also be enrolling in Applied Math 1350, which is Calc 1. And then we also recommend that you take a computer science class in your first semester, either CSCI 1300 or CSCI 1200. CSCI 1300 is good if you're starting in Calc 1. If you're starting in pre-calc, you should take CSCI 1200. CSCI 1300 focuses primarily on C++, and CSCI 1200 gives you a broader overview or introduction to programming and focuses on Python. If you're planning to take additional CSCI classes, then you will need to take CSCI 1300 at some point, as it's a prerequisite for some upper level computer science classes. And then we also recommend that you start off with a humanities, social sciences elective. So you can look at the engineering registration website to find some tips on selecting one of those classes. So if you're starting in pre-calc, then we recommend that you take APPM 1235 and you start on your Chemistry 1 sequence in your first semester, so Chem 1 and the lab. And then we'd also recommend you take CSCI 1200 and a humanities elective. We recommend that you aim for 14 to 16 credit hours in your first semester. That's a good target to keep in mind. And if you're taking applied math, you should also consider taking a 1 credit hour work group, which will just help reinforce understanding of the material. So for pre-calc, you'd register for COEN 1236, or for Calc 1, you'd enroll in COEN 1350. Alternatively, if you don't want to take a computer science class your first semester, you could consider taking a drafting class, which is also one of our options in the engineering electives requirement. So you could take MCEN 1025 or AREN 1027. Also, to go along with this, you may be pre-enrolled in some classes. If you're starting in Calc 1, based on your math readiness placement, you may be pre-enrolled in Calc 1 and Physics 1. You can change these classes around if you need to, but keep in mind that some classes are required. You may also be pre-enrolled for classes that are required for your RAP or maybe for engineering honors. You might just want to check with those programs before you switch those classes to make sure that that's okay first. So tips for selecting a math class. You should have already taken the calculus math readiness exam. If you haven't already, definitely do that as soon as possible. This will determine your placement for calculus, and you should take this even if you're expecting AP or IB credit for calculus. If you do end up earning college credit for calc, like either through AP or IB, we want to make sure that you select the right math class to make sure you're successful in your first semester here. So we definitely recommend that you take an archived exam from applied math based on the class that you're trying to skip. So if you get college credit for Calc 1, then we recommend you go on the applied math website and take the archived exam for Calc 1. Take it, under normal exam circumstances with just a pencil, no notes. Give yourself a couple hours and then grade yourself using the posted solutions, and just really make sure that you're truly comfortable with the material. Also copied here is a link to the engineering website that goes into a lot of detail about how to select the right math class. So we'd also recommend checking that out, and we'll send a copy of this slideshow to everybody as well afterwards. And then at CU, there's two different kinds of math courses. There's applied math and there's regular math. So applied math is designed for engineering students, so that's what we recommend that you take. But just want to make you aware that there are also math classes that are equivalent. We recommend applied math because their courses contain engineering applications, so they'll probably be more helpful for you as you move through the curriculum. But just want to let you know that the math courses are also accepted. Just wanted to point out a few resources and student groups in the department so you can keep in mind before you start here in the fall. So we have a physics help room that's staffed every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. with professors and teaching assistants from your classes, from your physics classes, like mostly the intro ones, that you can go to the help room and work with your peers on homework or problems, and also get help from professors and TAs. So it's a really good resource that you should check out. Some other departments also have help rooms, like I know Applied Math does, and there's some computer science ones as well. CU Prime is a physics student group that is organized by grad students. They offer a course in the fall called Phys 1400 that is a really great course if you have time for it. It teaches you what it's like to be a scientist. They do an experiment, they pair you with a grad student, and you work on this research project through the semester. So check that out. You could just Google CU Prime. They have their own website. You do have to apply to be in the course. They just want to find out some information about you before they enroll you. CU Prime also hosts bi-weekly talks by grad students talking about their research, and those are aimed at undergrads. So those are a great thing to go to as well. So just watch out for those when you come in the fall. We have a Women in Physics group that meets once a month, and they do fun activities and have lunch. Beyond Boulder is an organization that helps you learn about options for career plans after you graduate. So they'll have speakers from industry, tips on grad school, and stuff like that. We also have the Society of Physics Students, which they meet once a week, and they have pizza, and you can just meet your peers and find some community there. Also work on homework, and they sometimes organize activities like hikes and lab tours and things like that. You can find information about all these groups and more on the physics website listed there. So your next steps this summer, if you haven't already, definitely take the math readiness exam. You can find information for that on the new student welcome site or in MyCU info. You should definitely complete the online experience, and that's also in MyCU info. You have to complete the advising and enrolling in classes segments or quizzes in order to select your enrollment window, and that's really important to do because you need to select an enrollment window so that you can actually enroll in classes. So once you pass those quizzes, you can sign up for an enrollment window in MyCU info, and those start, I think, July 9th. The windows are open from Monday at 8:30 a.m. through Thursday at 4:30 p.m. And I definitely recommend that you have your schedule planned out in your shopping cart in advance and try to log in as early as you can on Monday morning. Seats are saved for these enrollment windows, but they're released at the beginning of the enrollment window. So to have the most options available, try to log in as early as you can. If you have any questions during that enrollment window, definitely don't hesitate to reach out and contact me. I will be here all summer. You can email me or call me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So that's it for us. Let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, I'm here all summer and happy to help you out. I think that's it. All right, thank you for coming by. We'll look forward to seeing you in the fall.